It's late. The house is quiet in that heavy, almost echoing way it gets after midnight. You're sitting at your table with a plate of food. Maybe it's leftovers, maybe something you made just for yourself. And there they are, your dog, not barking, not begging, just watching. Their eyes track every movement, the fork lifting, the chewing, the swallow. They sit a few feet away, still, patient, almost focused. You think you know what this is? They want food. That's the story we all tell ourselves. But behavioral neuroscience tells a completely different story. Because what your dog is doing right now, just sitting there, silently watching you eat, is one of the most complex expressions of social intelligence, hierarchy learning, and emotional bonding in the animal world. And most owners have no idea. Let's start with the hunger theory, because it sounds reasonable. Your dog sees food. Your dog wants food. End of story. Simple. But here's the problem. If this were just about hunger, your dog wouldn't sit quietly watching. They'd escalate. They'd whine, paw, bark, jump, whatever it takes to get access. And more importantly, hunger doesn't explain consistency. Your dog watches you eat even when they've already had dinner. Their bowl is still full. You're eating something they don't even like. So why stay? If this were about food, they'd go to the source. Your kitchen, their bowl, the trash, anything. But instead, they choose you. And that's the detail most people miss. So the real question becomes, why does your dog watch you eat instead of just looking for food? The answer isn't hunger, it's social meaning. To understand this, we have to go into attachment psychology. In 2015, researchers at University of Veterinary Medicine Vienna, led by Lisa Horn, conducted a groundbreaking study on dog-human attachment. They used a method originally designed for human infants, called the strange situation test. It measures how a subject responds when their attachment figure leaves and returns. Dogs were placed in a room with their owner and a stranger, and what they found was extraordinary. Over 61% of dogs showed secure attachment patterns, the same category used to describe healthy infant-parent bonds. They explored the room freely when their owner was present. They showed stress when the owner left. And when the owner returned, they sought proximity. Not food, not toys, but closeness. Now, here's why this matters. Because when your dog watches you eat, they're not just observing behavior. They are studying you as a central figure in their social world. In attachment terms, you are their secure base. And eating, believe it or not, is a socially vulnerable act. In the wild, animals don't casually eat in front of others. It's a moment that requires safety. So, when your dog watches you eat, they are performing the single most fundamental behavior in attachment psychology. They are monitoring the safety and behavior of their attachment figure during a vulnerable state. They're not being greedy. They're telling you, you matter. I'm watching over this moment with you. But here's where it gets really interesting. Because this isn't just psychology, it's chemistry. In 2015, a study published by researchers at Azabu University in Japan, led by Takafumi Kikusui, discovered something remarkable. When dogs and humans make eye contact, both experience a rise in oxytocin. Oxytocin is often called the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical released when a mother looks at her newborn, when humans hug, when trust is formed, and what they found was this. Dog-owner pairs who gazed at each other had a 130% increase in oxytocin in humans and up to 300% increase in dogs. Let that sink in. Now think about your dog watching you eat. They're not just staring randomly. They're engaging in sustained, quiet observation, often making intermittent eye contact, which means this interaction is likely triggering that same oxytocin loop, a feedback system. You exist leads to, they watch leads to bonding chemicals, release leads to attachment, strengthens leads to, they watch more. And here's the key detail. This doesn't happen with wolves. Even hand-raised wolves, studied at places like the Wolf Science Center in Austria, do not show the same sustained gaze behavior toward humans. This co-evolved specifically between dogs and humans over thousands of years. Now, think about what happens over the course of a meal. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of calm, shared presence. Your dog sitting there, watching, absorbing, sinking. That's not begging, that's bonding. So, When did this start? The answer is basically from the beginning. Around 15,000 years ago, long before cities, before farming, before written language, wolves began approaching human camps, not aggressively, but cautiously. The ones that stayed were the ones that could tolerate human presence. Over generations, those wolves evolved. Selection favored animals that could read human behavior, stay close without conflict, interpret social cues. Archaeological evidence from sites like the University of Bonn shows dogs buried alongside humans as early as 14,000 years ago. Carefully placed, intentionally honored, these weren't tools, they were family. And here's something even more fascinating. Genetic studies from Harvard Medical School have found that domestic dogs carry unique variations in genes like WBS-CR17, associated with hypersocial behavior. Interestingly, this same genetic region is linked to Williams syndrome in humans, a condition characterized by extreme friendliness and social focus. In other words, your dog is biologically wired to pay attention to you, to watch you, to stay connected. So, when they sit there while you eat, they're not doing something random. They're expressing a behavior that has been selected, reinforced, and refined for over 15,000 years. Now, I want to tell you about a study that nobody talks about because the finding seems impossible at first. Researchers at Canisius College in 2020 studied human perception of dog behaviors during daily routines, including meal times. Participants reported feeling mildly uncomfortable being watched while eating. Some even described it as awkward, and yet, over 72% said they preferred their dog being present during meals rather than absent. How is that possible? Here's the deeper truth. The presence of your dog, even when silently watching, signals social safety. It taps into something ancient. Shared presence during eating, in evolutionary terms, meant you're not alone. You're safe enough to consume resources. So, maybe your dog isn't making your dinner awkward. Maybe they're restoring something more ancient than comfort, a shared ritual of safety. And this is where it gets deep. In 2022, researchers from University of Lincoln studied heart rate variability, HRV, in dogs and their owners. HRV measures how your nervous system responds to stress and calm. And what they found was extraordinary. During quiet shared moments, like sitting together, resting, or, yes, even eating, dogs and their owners showed synchronized HRV patterns. Their nervous systems were in sync, not similar, synced. When tested with unfamiliar humans, no synchronization. This only happens within bonded pairs, which means something profound. Your dog watching you eat isn't passive. It's interactive on a biological level. Their body is responding to yours. Their nervous system is aligning with yours. This isn't just behavior, it's connection. There's one last thing I need to tell you, and it might be the most important part of this video. If your dog has been watching you eat for months or years, and one day they stop, don't brush it off. Dogs are creatures of habit. When a deeply established behavior disappears overnight, there's always a reason. It could be environmental, a new person in the house, a schedule shift, stress or tension. It could be physical, early pain, digestive discomfort, illness before visible symptoms. Or, in older dogs, it could be cognitive decline. Studies estimate that over 35% of dogs above age 8 show signs of canine cognitive dysfunction. Your dog doesn't have language. Behavior is the only way they can tell you something is wrong. So, pay attention, especially when something familiar disappears. So, the next time you're sitting there, late at night, fork in hand, and your dog is quietly watching you eat, remember what's actually happening. 15,000 years of evolution, a neurochemical loop that no other species shares with us, an attachment system built to mirror the bond between parent and child, all pointing to one thing: you are the center of their social world. And being near you, even during something as simple as a meal, is one of the safest places they know. And honestly, the science suggests it might be doing something for you too. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe to Mindful Pause and drop a comment below. I want to know, where is your dog when you eat? And if you've ever wondered why your dog follows you to the bathroom, that's the next video. And the science behind it is even stranger than you'd expect.